Hello, and welcome back to the spoilerCast, the show where we talk about movies and we don't care about spoiling them. My name is Tobias, and with me as always is my sister and trusted co-host, Rebecca.
Hello.
Hello. And in today's episode, we're going to talk about the brand spanking new sixth entry in the Scream franchise. It's Scream 6!
Yay.
Even though the last one was just called Scream.
Well, they've done it cleverly here if you look at the poster, though. The M is the VI, so it works.
No, yeah, I know. It's just funny, like.
Yeah, I know.
Because they were like, oh, we're gonna do the soft reboot, as the industry calls it, or the legacy sequel, as they try to make a thing.
Requel.
Or requel, yeah. Even though we've talked about this last year in our Scream episode, it's called soft reboot. No one's gonna call it a requel, legacy sequel.
However, I might call this one a legacy sequel.
We'll get to that.
Yes,
but it's so funny, like, haha. So we're gonna call it Scream. But then we're gonna make a sequel. We can't call it Scream 2.
No.
They should have had like a subtitle, but that would have been trashy.
Yeah,
like,
no, that
Scream.
doesn't work. None of the Scream movies have any subtitles.
Exactly.
That would have just ruined everything.
So now instead we have Scream, Scream 2, Scream 3, Scream 4, Scream, and Scream 6.
It is, however, kind of known as Scream 5, so it's fine for me.
I know.
It's fine.
I just think it's a sign of things to come, I say.
Yes.
Because
But-
let's get into the
Yes.
the
But since we're the spoiler
review.
cast and we like to spoil things, let's try and make the first 10, 20 minutes or something spoiler-free, perhaps?
I would say this is a pretty easy one to not spoil.
Yes, but I do want to talk about some of the spoilers as well.
Sure.
So
But
we'll get towards that to the end.
We'll give you an ample warning before
Yes.
that. So, this is a year after the last Scream movie. Sam and Tara have moved to New York.
Yes.
Together with Chad and his twin sister, whatever her name is. Mindy, right. The cousins or something.
No, their uncle...
The niece and nephew of Randy.
Yes.
Which is just silly. Anyway,
It's fine.
yeah, but... Whatever. Yeah, so Sam is going to college? Or is it Tara?
Tara's going to college. Sam, I don't know what she's doing. She's working, I suppose.
She's working, yeah. So Chad, Mindy, and Sam is going to college.
No, Tara.
Tara. I never was able to... To me, it's just older sister, younger sister.
Yeah, the younger sister and the twins are going to college.
Yeah.
The younger sister and the older sister are living together, and they have a roommate. What was her name? No, Annika's Mindy's girlfriend. Quinn was their roommate.
Quinn. Right. And Chad is living with a nerd.
Yeah.
He was called something.
Ethan.
Ethan, right. And then, they all get a phone call, and the mayhem starts up again.
Standard.
Yes. And kind of like in the last movie, it's like they're trying to recreate the old stab murders, sort of. They're leaving a trail to the original Scream murders, stab murders, whatever.
Scream, because they're basing it more on reality than the movies, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
In this, at least.
So it's in that way, it is a very classic Scream movie where we have a bunch of red herrings.
Yes.
We have a lot of like digging through mysteries and the history of our characters.
Yes.
It's a big whodunit, sort of, or who is it, not whodunit, because they keep doing it all the time.
Yes.
It's more who's doing it.
Who's doing it?
And then some fun, very very violent gore, which is kind of the new thing.
The
in
gore
these
here.
movies. Yes, definitely.
Not just blood splatter, but like actual gore.
Yeah. You've all seen the trailer, the action scene, or whatever we call it, in the convenience store.
Yes.
Holy shit! That was one of the highlights of the movie. I can see why they turned that into a trailer.
That one and the subway, which is also part of the trailer.
Yeah,
definitely the coolest parts.
Great sequences.
Yes.
The rest of the movie, though,
Well, see, here's the thing. We saw it last night, so we've had about a night to think about it. At the end, I was a little bit disappointed. But thinking back on it, I did like the first half a lot.
Yes,
so many of like the random premises or details were fantastic. Great callbacks to the originals and to the last movie. Fun Easter eggs and stuff. Some of the acting though is lacking. Some of the writing is a bit odd, mainly in dialogue though.
Okay.
But overall, it's a pretty good movie. I'm not gonna say it's the best. No way in hell.
No.
It's not the worst.
No.
But because the franchise is so good and strong in general, it's gonna end up lower.
Yeah.
On the list.
I think we should just... I don't remember, because we did... Probably back in like late 2021, we did a Scream franchise episode.
Yes.
A long one, where we talked about the first 4 ones. Yeah, it was probably around the time they announced the new one.
Yeah, I think so. Or if it was even just before that. I don't remember exactly.
It might have been. I'm pretty sure it was late 2021, though.
Possibly.
We talked about the first 4 ones and how we ranked them and everything. And I don't exactly remember how I ranked them. I'm pretty sure I know how I ranked them. And then, of course, we have the 5th one and now the 6th one. And I gotta say, yeah, like you said, this is not the worst one.
No.
I think we can both agree that's still number 3.
Yes.
Yeah, number 3 is the worst one. I know some people didn't like number 4. I still think number 4 is a great movie.
Yes.
That was just like the last Scream. It was a great way to like use the Scream franchise to comment on modern horror.
Exactly. Which I think we said in that episode. We talked about the evolving of the Scream universe.
Yeah.
And using it in the right way. Not just putting it for the name recognition.
And that's why, as much as I love Scream 2 and Scream 3 aren't really like, they're not, great comments on the horror genre. They comment a bit on how sequel structures work.
Yes.
Sure, but they're not the great fucking elaborate masterpiece that the original is.
No.
Like, I rewatched the first Scream a little while ago, kind of to warm up, and then I watched Scream 5 or Scream, whatever, before this, and like the original Scream is so fucking good.
Yes.
It is so good. I mean, I would argue it's like in my top 100 movies of all time.
Oh, but it is in mine, definitely.
It is so good. And it gets better every time you watch it.
Yes.
Because you have all the facts, you know all the stuff, but you can still discover little details. Like,
the thing is, though...
I gotta say, this is embarrassing, but I didn't think of it until yesterday while thinking of all the movies, that, it's just... This is kind of dumb, though. It's just going to make me look like an idiot. I never realized that, like, how could Ghostface always know where they are all the time? He always manages to turn up where they are. Well, that's because it's always one of the friend group. I've never thought of that before.
They're already there.
Yeah, I know, but I've never thought of that. Like it's been in the back of my head, but I never, like, explicitly, like, oh, that's Ralph, of course. So, anyway.
I'm gonna comment on I watched 2 reviews for Scream 6.
Okay.
John, what's his name? John Johns?
Jeremy Johns.
Jeremy Johns. And Penguins, Moist Critical?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Moist Critical had a flaw in his criticizing. Criticism, yeah. Because he talked about in Scream 6 how the cops are kind of dumb. But there's a reason for that I'm not going to mention because it spoils things. But there is a definite reason for that. And we'll get back to it if you need to.
But we'll get to that.
Yeah.
We'll get to that.
But in general, like this movie, I'm like you said, the third one is always going to be lacking because it's pushing it. It's too almost vague and it's just almost disconnected.
Yes,
silly.
And it is the one where the killer is the most it feels the most far-fetched.
Yes,
that it's the illegitimate half brother of Sydney who she's never heard of,
who's just mad because
and he managed to inch his way into Hollywood and become a big director. Like, what are the odds of all this?
Yeah.
Like, it makes sense that Sally Loomis? What's
Sally,
Loomis's mother?
I don't remember.
Like how she
something. I don't remember.
Yeah, how she finds like, psychotic suicidal teens on the internet and recruits them to kill her son's murderer. Like, yes. I get it. That makes sense.
It's still not. Scream 2 is still. It's like you said. It's not fantastic, and because of Scream 5 and 6, it's further down my list now, I think.
Really? Well, okay. We'll do a quick ranking later, but let's talk a little bit more about what we thought of the movie.
So Scream 6, I enjoyed it. I'm a little bit disappointed at the ending, I suppose. The big reveal was kind of meh for me.
Okay. I kind of like that. Well, we can't talk about that yet. But what I specifically want to talk about is that there was, at least for me, there was a big element, a classic Scream element that was missing, and that was the humor.
Yes.
This was not as funny as the other one, because Scream has always been almost like horror comedy.
Yeah.
Which they kind of changed in the last one.
I was about to say that. They've removed that now.
They were going for a little bit of a darker tone, but they still had some funny moments. And I mean, it had Dewey, who's like almost like a comic sidekick, but he becomes like a serious character. He's always but he's like the lovable goof. He's always been that.
Sure. But he was too serious in Scream 5, though.
A little bit, yeah. But I understand why.
Yeah, I do.
It was fan service. In a good way, because it was kind of Justice's first character, even though they kind of shit on him. And we'll get to that when we talk about Gale Weathers.
Yes.
Anyway, so, because it's not completely humorless. There is, quote-unquote, witty dialogue, even though I didn't enjoy it as much. But I didn't laugh a lot until, like, the very end, like the big end part.
The guy sitting next to me laughed, though, a few times, like... lol, literally.
Okay.
I don't know if you can hear that. My cats are freaking out with the fucking thing on the floor. Sorry about that.
I'm sure it's picking up on your end.
Yeah.
I can't hear it.
You'll have to live with it. Yeah, no, this is it's not. I don't know. I'm torn. I might have to watch this again because I realized I didn't watch number 5 that many times actually after the premiere.
Oh, yeah, I've only seen it once. I bought it a couple of months ago, and I watched it a few weeks ago to prepare for this. So I've seen it twice.
I watched it again for the second time, like, a couple of days ago.
Yeah. Yeah, but that's one that I don't really have to rewatch.
But I'm wondering if that adds to it not being as great as we think.
Because we haven't rewatched it?
Yeah, is it bad that we don't want to rewatch it? Or is that a good thing?
Well, like I told you when we were waiting to get into our seats yesterday, I talked to you about rewatching number 1 and 2022 version.
Yeah.
And saying that rewatching the 2022 version just made me think about how fucking amazing the original is.
Sure.
Saying that it's not a bad one, but it's nowhere near as good as the original, even when I rewatched it.
No, that's true. I'm wondering then if this is gonna be rewatchable or if it feels kind of obsolete. I'm not sure yet.
I'm not sure yet. Like, the one I really go back to a lot is the first one. Never really go, unless it's like for the podcast or something, I don't go back even to watch the second one that often.
Oh, I had a period in my life where I watched at least 1, 2, and 3 like each year.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't do a lot, even though I am a big fan of the second one. I don't rewatch the one. I rewatch the first one, like, often, at least once a year. Yeah. I watch the first one. Especially now, I recently bought that as well at the same time. I bought it on 4K. It is so gorgeous. Because I've had a shitty DVD copy for so long. Now I have a beautiful 4K render, and it's beautiful. Anyway, sorry. Another thing that I don't really like, and that's a problem that has escalated from the last movie, is that I don't like the main cast, the main characters. No. I'm sure it has to do with that I'm what am I? No, I'm not Gen Z. We're
millennials.
And these are basically Gen Zers, even though the older ones are technically millennials.
Yes.
Like Tara?
Sam, the older sister, she's definitely, she has to be a millennial.
She's about our age.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a gap here. I'm not entirely sure there's a plot hole almost. I'm not sure the timeline works with how old people are.
No, we'll discuss that as well, because I don't know how much that has been revealed in the trailer. What character that is shows up.
Yeah, well, I mean, if you look at the IMDb first page, you see at least.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Kirby. So.
What's her name? Hayden Panettiere.
Yes.
Yeah. She is returning from Scream 4, which I do like that they are acknowledging the odd one, because you have the trilogy, then you have the 10-year later
number
sequel.
4.
That's so weird, and now they're trying to and that was never supposed to like start up the franchise again. It was just to make another one.
Yeah.
Which is kind of funny. So now that they're trying to start a franchise again, once again talking about it, very meta. This movie is very meta when it comes to all that. That they're still acknowledging the fourth one. That's good.
Yes.
Yeah, so Kirby's back. And yeah, they talk about it like her and Sam, the older sister, were in high school. Like,
yeah,
Sam
when Kirby
was a freshman and she was a senior, the third year.
Yeah, Kirby was leaving same year that Sam started, basically.
But that doesn't quite make sense.
No.
Because Kirby she says she's 30. Yeah, because she's in high school in 2011.
Yeah.
So she's a couple years younger than me. That makes sense. Because I graduated high school 2008.
But how old is Sam supposed to be then?
Well, then I thought she was like 25 in the last movie, but now she's 28 then?
But does that add up to the timeline of who her father is?
It adds up in the last movie, I think, because she's supposed to be born in like the year he died, right? It must be like 96 or 95.
Yeah.
She is supposed to be born. So then 2016 she's 20. So she's 27 in 2023.
Yeah, maybe it works then.
Oh, then it does. It
adds up.
It adds up. Yes, it does. She's 27. Kirby's 30. Yeah. Freshman and senior. Makes sense,
okay, fine.
I suppose.
I guess I just needed to do the calculations because it felt off.
It's just yes, because it's just one more connection that we didn't need. Like, why did she have to know Kirby?
Yeah,
she's already connected to the whole thing by being, I guess. Well, we already said it. Like, spoilers for the last movie. She's Billy Loomis's illegitimate daughter.
Well, yeah. If you don't know this by now, what the hell are you doing here?
But,
I think it's just
only a year old. So.
It's just because they didn't want to have to do too many introductions with Kirby. They were like, fine, this is Kirby. You remember her, sort of. And Sam does the quick, like, yeah, we went to school together. Done.
Yeah, but it's turning into Star Wars, where everyone's related to everyone.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they also mentioned, didn't they?
They talk about Star Wars. They talk about how franchises are revived. You know?
Yeah.
Talking about legacy characters. Legacy characters can be killed. They even sacrificed Luke Skywalker.
Yeah.
Although he came back in Rise of Skywalker as a ghost, but he was there.
Sure. I mean, they did touch on that in Scream 5 as well, because they kill off a legacy character.
Yeah.
So it's fine. I don't really understand why they have to mention it in this one, though. Because it was already a thing in the last one.
Yeah, but then it was like...
But that was supposed to be the surprise, I suppose.
Yes, that they even kill legacy characters. This time, now all bets are off.
Yeah. Which is why I need to get into spoilers now, because there is one thing that should have been done that didn't happen, and I'm pissed off about it.
Okay.
We are 20 minutes in.
Yes, so let's say spoilers.
Final verdict. It's pretty good. I might need to watch it again to fully appreciate it. It's not my favorite. It's not the worst.
Yeah. I too. I liked it. I have no like desire to rewatch it anytime soon. The second half annoyed me more than I cared for, so to speak. Like the first half I liked. I liked some of the characterization, especially Tara, like her as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Which then, they turn into some of the most ham-fisted, like, themes towards the end. You gotta let me go stuff. So my eyes literally rolled back into my head and I went into a coma. It was so ridiculous. But we'll get to that in the spoilers.
So,
Spoilers.
You have been warned.
Yes.
For Christ's sake, why did so many people survive?
Yeah. They didn't kill anyone.
Well...
I mean, they killed a bunch of people, but they didn't kill any of the main cast.
Died?
They killed Annika.
She's
who
dead.
We don't give a fuck about. Because
she's new.
She was literally Mindy's eye candy. They didn't treat her as a character. She was just
They had a
girlfriend,
love you, babe, at once, but that's about it.
That was it. And then it was like, oh my god, we're gonna cry over the fucking.
We
piece
don't know
meat.
her. We don't care. She's literally cannon fodder.
Literally everyone else survives.
That is fucking true.
Cute guy from across the hall or whatever, the boyfriend character. Annika survives. They fake her killed her.
No. Annika is the one who dies. You mean?
Yeah, she dies later. Oh, sorry.
No. Mindy. That's the one.
No, Quinn. Sorry, Quinn.
Which one are you talking about? The redhead?
Yes. Who turns out to be the killer?
Yes, Quinn.
Quinn. Yeah. Spoilers.
We do have 2 killings, or 3, I guess, in the beginning, in the cold open, sort of.
But they don't count. We have the cold open, exactly, because it's the main cast we gotta kill off.
Yeah.
Do you remember how many survives in the original? No one!
3.
Randy survives, Sydney, of course, and Gail.
Yeah.
Everyone else dies because 2 of the main cast are the killers.
Sure, but still.
Yeah, so Stu, Billy...
redhead friend,
blonde girl.
She's blonde, red, strawberry, blondish. Yeah. The charm sister.
Okay. I guess that's only 3, but they were a smaller group then.
Yes,
there were so many characters in this one. I mean, they didn't kill anyone. Because here
we had other people who died as well. Didn't we have like a cameraman who dies?
Yeah, but that's like random people. I don't care about them.
We don't even have random people in this one except for the cold open.
Yeah,
there's one person.
The convenience store guy. And the robbers
fine, but that's...
or not the robbers.
But they're not murders. They're just people who got in the way.
Yeah. We do have the
calculated... Oh, that's right. I forgot him. Okay, fine. So, 2 people, technically.
But still, there's a lot of, fake-out deaths in this.
So many fake-out deaths.
Yeah.
Characters that should have died for impact as well are alive.
Why did they kill the new boyfriend? He was perfectly set up to be murdered.
Or be the murderer, so it's fine to kill him.
Yeah.
Chad should have died. Why the fuck did he survive? Gail.
How the fuck did he survive?
Yeah.
He was stabbed 40 times.
All of them. The way Tara kept running after she was stabbed in the back and the stomach and in the arm and shit. Falling from a fucking balcony. How the fuck is she alive?
This is what I didn't like about the ending. As much fun as it was when they revealed that it was Richie Kirsch's family, basically
dad
wanting
and
revenge.
Siblings,
yeah. It was his siblings and his dad, who was also the cop who was helping them all along.
Which is where Moist Critical failed on his critique.
Yeah,
that's why the cops didn't do anything, because a cop told them he didn't need to. Obviously,
yeah.
He's like, no, it's fine. I got it. And
it's amazing how much you can get away with when you're a grieving father.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a cop.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But the main one that bothered me is that Gail didn't die.
Yes. Why did
really
Gail
wanted
die?
her to die.
And then they didn't, and she's, you know how we complain about characters dying off screen. Here she is survived off screen. We see her basically die from being shot, stabbed. I don't even remember.
Hurt.
Yeah, exactly. And she's going out and she's closing her eyes. I'm like, oh my god, no, she's gonna die. And then in the end,
there's an
Mindy
EMT.
runs in. Yeah, but
they say she has a weak pulse.
She got a weak pulse. Yeah, sure, but whatever.
Otherwise, they would have said, "Oh, she's gone."
Entrance left when the movie is over. Mindy runs in with her little stab wound, who she also survived.
Yeah, but she's on drugs now, so she's fine. She can't feel a thing.
Yeah, she's like, oh my god, I just came from the hospital. I'm fine, and so is Gail. And literally the second after, Chad rolls out on a gurney, like, oh, I'm also alive. Are you? There are more holes in you than flesh left.
You're a Swiss cheese, dude.
Yes, it was ridiculous. And
you know what?
And the fact that Tara survived as well. She fell like 8 feet onto a knife,
and all she had was a fucking arm in a sling.
Yeah,
she was
like, are you kidding me?
What about her
organs
abdominal...
are pierced?
Like, oh.
Remember when she was hospitalized for 60% of the last movie when she was stabbed?
For 7 stab wounds. This time she has like 20 plus.
Yeah.
And running around and doing shit.
Why is she just... And she's not even like hunching over or limping. No, she's just like, oh man, I'm a fucking badass. Like, okay, so you want your characters to be badasses, then don't get them stabbed.
Exactly.
I thought for sure she was gonna die. Like,
yes.
she gets Ethan's knife in her stomach, but she survives it and stabs him in the neck. And then they both die, I thought. But no, she's fine. She walked off a stab wound to the belly. Like, come on! And once again, Chad, two people repeatedly stab him in the chest.
And just throw him around and shit.
Yeah, how is he alive?
He's also down and away for like the last 15 minutes of the movie.
And then they're just like, oh, we found another one.
Yeah, what? Just roll them out. What the fuck? I can accept that Kirby survives because she is a new introduction of a legacy character.
Sure.
So she needs to be around to be the next legacy character to die in the next movie.
But it was okay to kill Deputy Mom in the last movie from Scream 4.
Yeah.
Whatever her name is. Lemon Square's lady from 4.
Yeah. I don't remember her name.
It was okay to kill off a legacy character, but here, when they say, ooh, legacy characters are fine, then Gale survives. Like, why not kill her?
Sid or Gale to die. I understand why Sydney wasn't in it, and I understand why she therefore didn't die.
That's another one, though. Why is Sydney not in the movie?
Because in the last movie, she points out that she has a husband and 2 kids. Or 3 even. And she is, she's like barely wanting to come to Woodsboro to do this. But she made sure her husband and the kids are safe. This time it's not even in Woodsboro. She doesn't give a fuck anymore. This is not about her hometown. Sure. This is about some random kid who's the daughter of her ex-boyfriend, who obviously then cheated on her to get another girl pregnant. She doesn't care. The Ghostface Killer does not care about her anymore. She's not involved. This is not about her legacy.
No, okay.
This is about Billy, I suppose. But that's it. And she's not Billy.
No, but she has been the main character of every movie up until the 5th one. Even when they revived the series in 2011, she was still the main character.
Yeah, she was the reason for the killings. But she's not in number 5. And then just having her pop up in number 5 to, like, hand over the torch, quite literally. Though, to the wrong person, I suppose, because she doesn't burn Sam, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's fitting that she's not in this one. I think it would have been weird, honestly, if she showed up here.
Yeah, I suppose. But what I'm trying to say is, like, because they talk so much about how franchises nowadays are not, like, they specifically point this out, how it's not about, like, it's not about characters, it's about, like, keeping a brand alive. Like, looking at Marvel, where there's new characters all the time, and they can just pop in and out of each other's movies. So, and it feels like they're critiquing that, saying, like, oh, it's not about characters, it's just about keeping a brand alive. That's criticism of franchising, right?
Yeah.
But it's literally what they're doing now. They're like, she's not in the movie, we can kill off Dewey, Riley, whatever. And, like, we can introduce these new characters, so we can keep the franchise alive. Like, you're becoming a Yeah, it's not a trilogy anymore. It's not just a sequel. It's franchising now. Like,
yes,
and like, I've had a similar conversation about, like, pointing out flaws in a movie doesn't justify you using them in your movie. In my other podcast, the Madison the Method, when me and my co-host Christopher talked about movie adaptation, which is about writing a screenplay,
right?
And then the movie kind of morphs into the screenplay. It's super weird.
Yeah.
And he meant I thought it was super clever how all the cliches that you need in the third act of an action thriller, which the writer is desperately trying not to write, but his life kind of becomes the third act of an action thriller. So he uses that to write into, and I thought it was a clever way of using tropes, while Christopher's thought like it's not justifiable just because you're pointing out like, oh, these are tropes, then use those tropes.
Yeah, you can't really.
I disagreed with him in adaptation because I thought it was clever enough that it was okay. Like, haha, they're poking fun at the tropes. Here, though, I don't think the movie was clever enough to like, franchising, so silly, and then just doing all the bad things that franchising does to movies. Removing legacy characters, introducing new characters, repeating, like, step by step, shot by shot, like earlier movies.
Yeah.
A lot of this is just Scream 2.
Yes. Partially it's a complete remake, partially it's obviously new.
Yeah, like, it takes place in a new town, which, I'm gonna say, Scream 2 and 3 does not take place in Woodsboro.
Oh, that's true, that's true.
The whole, saying that all this takes place in Woodsboro is wrong. It's only,
it's 1, 4, and 5 what takes place in Woodsboro.
Yeah, and in the original trilogy, it's only the first movie. The rest of them takes place in college, whatever town that is, and then Hollywood, or California.
This one then being college, but in New York.
College in New York, yes. And once again, the killer in this one is the grieving parent plus two psycho teens of the last killer, not the grieving parent, and then of the last killer, and then hiring two teens, which happens to be just siblings this time.
Yeah,
so that's a difference. But it's
adding
the same.
A bit of a difference. Yeah,
it's Billy Loomis's mom and Richie Kurtz's dad. Like, it's the same.
Yeah.
It ends in a very dramatic place, in a theater, just like the last, or like Scream 2 did. Not the last. Scream 2 did. Like, it's repeating.
You have literally the hooded figures running around, like, this time they're just mannequins on the stage, but there's in the second Scream, it's the Red Hoods.
Yeah,
the characters
they're doing the theater repetition or rehearsal,
Here we got the Black Hoods just standing about.
Yeah.
There's so many.
It's very like visually and thematically similar.
Yeah. Even the falling from the stage at one point is very much exactly the same.
Yes, and how here, of course, Sam and Tara are they are the new Sydney. They're just two parts of it. How Sam is super careful when it comes to security, just like Sydney becomes in the second movie.
Yeah.
She's very she has she can screen all her calls. She never leaves her dorm room, because her roommate says, "You're so pale, you gotta get out," blah blah blah.
Yeah.
It's the same thing here. It's Scream 2, and I mean not completely, but it's obviously a lot of Scream 2.
Elevated Scream 2.
Yeah, sure.
Almost. Because they do add some really cool things, like the bodega fight scene, the subway. I think that is fantastic.
Yeah.
I appreciate there being two main characters, that Sam isn't the sole focus. We are focusing a bit more on Tara in this one. In Scream 5, she's just a reason for Sam to be there. Now she is more of her own character. She has more to do and say.
Yeah, she's not just for half the
exactly. Yeah. She's a bit much though. She's a bit too much of a free spirited, strong, independent teenage girl.
I disagree. I like Sam more than I like Tara in this one. Did I say it the wrong way again?
You like the younger sister or the older sister?
I like younger sister more than
Tara.
older sister. Tara. I like Tara, yeah.
I do like her more than Sam, because Sam is just annoying.
But she's annoying.
Tara's a little bit much, I'm a strong, independent teenager. You don't have to follow me around, Mom, kind of thing.
Yeah, but that's...
I understand why, but it's a bit much at points.
like if this wasn't like you have to look at it from the perspective of the characters. Like, they don't know that they're in a horror movie. They don't know that there's like killers are gonna come after them again. Like, you can't just go around wallowing in the past. That's the problem with Sydney in 2 and especially 3 when she's like living out in
Sam here.
Yeah, like they're dwelling too much on the past, which makes sense in hindsight, of course. But the characters can't know that.
No.
That's why number 3 is so boring, because Sydney is a terrible character in the third movie. She's so boring.
She's so boring.
That's a big part of why the third movie sucks.
Isn't that where Cotton, what's his name?
Cotton Weary. Yeah,
has a bigger role.
He's the cold open. Yeah, he has a bigger role, but only at the beginning.
Oh, that's right.
Because he's been freed from all accusations in the second movie. He is sort of in the second movie.
Trying to make money out of it, his own, like, misery.
Yes, he has a talk show. Yeah. That was always a weird subplot that it feels like they, like, cut it out, but not completely.
Yeah.
From the original trilogy.
Like, I would have liked to have more of that, to be honest.
Yes. Because he's literally just on a TV screen in the first movie.
Yeah.
Like, why do they hire, like, big name actor, maybe not at the time, but Liev Schreiber to play a guy who's not even in the movie, technically? Anyway, whatever. Back to Scream 6.
Yes, Sam is boring in this one because she's too much safety goes first kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think both of them are two extreme opposites, and I don't like that they're both so extreme. I would have preferred it if they were less extreme, I suppose. I understand that Sam is protective, but you can't be that protective.
No.
And I understand that Tara wants to be, like, free and live her life, and she doesn't want those 3 days to define her.
Yeah, exactly.
But, you don't have to have sex with a random dude who just offers you Fireball in his room.
Okay, let's talk about that scene then.
And then, like, being thankful that people stopped her? Like, but I decide.
Yes, let's talk about that scene. Let's talk about date rape Frankie, as they call him. That was such bullshit. Like, because they're like, she's at a party, she's at a frat party, she bumps into this guy, Frankie. Yeah, he's a douchebag. You can obviously tell. He's a douchebag. And he's like, yeah, there's no beer left, but they got the hard stuff back in the kitchen. And they go over there, it's just,
empty
it's
bottles.
Just the backwash left, yeah. And he's like, you know what? I got a bottle of Fireball in my room. And she's just like, She knows exactly what he means, what he intends to do. Like,
yes.
He's trying to get her to the room to have sex with her.
Obviously. And she agrees.
She stands there, actually thinking it over, and she's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't see the problem then with them two going up having sex.
No.
He wants to. She wants to, obviously. I mean...
Yes.
Are people going to say, like, oh, no, she's being coerced? Like, no, she wasn't.
No. She's not drunk enough for that.
Yeah.
Because they haven't portrayed... At least they haven't showed us that she's drunk enough to be date raped.
Yeah. And then it's not like she's like, no, I don't think I should. And he's like, no, come on, please. No,
she doesn't even change her mind or anything.
No,
even halfway up the stairs. Until...
Yep. Okay. You're running ahead here.
Sorry.
We gotta fucking like emphasize the fact that she decides to say yes after him proposing it. He's not even proposing it. He's proposing drinking Fireball. But she knows. He knows. Everyone knows.
And when her friend asks if she's fine with it, she says, "I am fine with it. Yeah. I know what I'm doing." Which should be an okay, fine, go on.
But then moron Chad jumps in, trying to be a fucking white knight. Disgusting. I hate him. I liked him in the last movie. I fucking hate him in this movie.
Yeah, he is like, a fucking a himbo in this one almost.
Yes, even worse than in the last movie.
Yeah,
that was kind of funny in the last movie. Now it's just annoying.
Now he's
and he's like, hey man, like you can't take her up there. And she's like, leave me alone, I'm fine. She says.
Yes.
And Frankie's like, yeah, you heard him, brah. She's fine. Or heard her, brah.
And then Chad goes apeshit.
Yeah, and then Frankie gets a little annoyed, takes her by the hand, and starts walking up.
He drags
backwards.
her by the arm, which is where he fucks up. If
Sure.
he hadn't done that, I would have still been on his side. When he drags her by the arm, I'm like, okay, no, wait, that's too harsh.
Yeah.
She's obviously going to change her mind when you do that, you idiot.
Yes. But it's not like he's like forcing her up.
No.
I mean, you know what I mean? She's just caught off guard.
Yes.
She might could have just walked with him up, but no, they had to have her fall over because then, they can have him be the asshole.
Yeah, and it makes Chad go even more crazy and actually punch Frankie.
Yeah. And
if Chad just didn't intervene, Tara could have gone off and had sex with Frankie and would have been fine.
Yeah. And it's kind of funny because they're like, oh no, but she's doing it's a poor decision. Like, well, she's an adult. She's 18. It's her decision. And it's kind of funny because they have, I don't know if they're kind of twisting that though, because they have a sex positive character to call her.
Yeah.
They don't call her a slut. Quinn.
Quinn.
So obviously they're fine with like women taking charge of their sexuality.
Yes.
Even though she turns out to be a murderer, so maybe they're twisting that somehow. I don't know.
We also have the whole, hooking up with your neighbor is fine because he's cute.
Yeah. But what's even worse is that Chad, like, okay, so let's go with the narrative that Frankie is a bad guy and she shouldn't have sex with him. He is luring her up there.
They do call him date rape Frankie, and I'm assuming he has a reputation. But we're assuming which
exactly
shouldn't be a thing.
They're just explaining it away by he's date rape Frankie. Like, okay, whatever.
That could be a weird nickname.
Yeah, that shouldn't even. You can't even like. You gotta show, don't tell.
Yes.
First of all, show, don't tell. It would have been so easy to just have that scene actually play out, like him putting Roofy in her fireball and Chad kicking in the door. That would have been fine because then Frankie is an asshole.
Yeah.
And should be punched.
Yeah.
Here,
or tased in the balls.
Yeah. Here he's just a horny guy. There's nothing wrong with being horny.
No, especially not at a party like that.
Exactly. But no, he's the bad guy. Not Chad, who just pummels him, and then Sam, who shows up and tases him in the balls when she wasn't even there to see any of what happened.
Worst part about Chad is that he's running around shirtless, looking even more like a douchebag than Frankie, who's just in like a white shirt and shorts.
Yeah.
Chad is looking like an absolute Chad.
He is a Chad in this movie. I mean, they make fun of that in the end. Like, he's literally called Chad, this alpha douchebag. Yeah.
But he's also a feminist to the point where it's disgusting.
Yeah.
So he's a stupid two-part extreme as well. And too many.
But that's the thing. That scene just annoyed me so much. That whole thing. Because then literally in the next scene, when Sam has supposedly survived, an attempted rape.
Tara.
Because that's Tara. Because that's how they're portraying it.
Yes.
Date rape Frankie and everything. Him pulling her by the hand and everything. Like, okay. He then goes in. Chad goes in for a kiss?
Mm-hmm.
Bruh!
That's not cool.
So that's cool? You start if Quinn hadn't walked in on them, they would have obviously had sex?
Yep.
That's fine, though? What's the difference?
Yep.
What's the difference?
There is no difference.
No,
he did the same. He's taking advantage of her vulnerability at the moment. Even though she says, I'm not drunk anymore. No, you're not drunk, sure. But you're vulnerable because you just had a traumatic experience.
Yeah.
Not just the almost date rape thing, but also the fight with your sister, the fight with the people outside of the party because of your sister.
Yeah.
The whole experience, the whole night, you're obviously vulnerable. Chad is taking advantage of that. He's as much of a douchebag as Frankie.
Yeah, but he's actually in love with her, and Frankie just wanted to have sex. So then it's okay.
Yeah, because we know that by now. Sure, we totally know that. He hasn't... The first movie, he has another fucking girlfriend who died just a year ago for the first thing.
That's also... Doesn't her head get chopped off and, thrown at him? There's something weird they do with her body. I don't remember. Something. Whatever.
I remember, but she's dead, for real.
Strike that from the record. I might have made that up.
She's definitely dead.
She's definitely dead.
He loved her, apparently. He says it in the movie.
Yeah.
But he's fine to hook up with her friend a year after she died.
And also, that's something, I don't know if that's a new thing with youngsters nowadays. But usually you try to avoid hooking up with people in the same friend group because you're friends.
Yeah, I mean, sure, there might be a difference when the person is dead, but at the same time, it's extra weird when the person is dead.
But Chad is still friends with Tara.
Yeah, no, but that's a thing, though. I'm gonna say that's fine. It's when you're hooking up with your ex's friends that's weird.
Oh, okay, maybe. Yeah, sure.
And sure, his ex is dead, but she died just a year ago. I'm not saying you should still be mourning, but perhaps not hitting on her friend now.
Yeah, that scene was... that sequence, the party sequence / that night in the house or apartment, very, very weird.
Yes.
And like threw off the vibe for me completely. Like, but then it got better for a while. But it left a sour taste in my mouth, and it's kind of why I don't really like Sam and Tara as the main characters.
No, I do not like them. I honestly wanted Sam to be the killer in this one.
Yeah.
To kind of even more throw it off from the originals and like change direction on the Scream franchise.
Yeah.
It would have been
do something new. Like,
yes, it would have been a very refreshing turn of events. Because we've had the whole it's the jealous boyfriend, it's the grieving family, it's the jealous sibling. For Christ's sake, if Tara doesn't end up killing someone in the next movie, then we don't know what.
Yeah, also, they've now hinted at it in both movies that she's like, oh, yes, I am crazy.
Yeah.
In the first movie, she's looking at the knife she just killed Richie with and like, ooh, and she even says in this, I liked it.
Yeah, she does the Billy thing.
Yeah. And in this one, she looks at the mask like, dun, 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 and then she's like, nah, and throws it away.
And she's literally actually violently killing people. It's not just self-defense when you stab them over 20 times.
No, exactly. And like she
and when
says
you go
to the
back to double tap.
She liked it.
Yes.
Yeah. They gotta date, if they're making a third one or something, I guess they are.
She has to be the killer.
That has to be the end of this.
I'm almost...
She becomes the villain.
Her and Tara could always be the killers, because at the end of this one, when Sam has stabbed, I don't remember which one she stabs in the end.
The dad. The
dad, right.
Dad.
Yeah. Tara looks at her and goes like, yeah, cool. You just killed him completely.
That was kind of, because at first she's like, ooh, you're doing it again, like being super violent, but then she's like, yeah. And it was like...
You're encouraging psychopathic killing sprees. What the fuck?
Yeah. In the old movies, yes. Like, you never really rooted for the bad guys. Even though I love Stu, and I like Billy as a character.
I love them.
Yeah. It's still like, I don't want them, even though I think their plan is great, as flawed as it is, it's great.
Oh, yes.
And the whole setup is like, it's funny, like, then when they explain everything. I still don't want Billy and Stu to win.
I still want Sydney to survive.
I want Sydney to survive, yeah. In the second movie, there's not that. I do like Timothy Olyphant's character, whatever his name is. But that's before we know he's the killer, one of the killers. I never liked Billy Loomis's mom.
Nah.
And I never wanted them to win. I wanted Sydney to win. In the third movie, yeah, fuck it, whatever, that guy. Distant. By then
brother. You're like, Sydney survives because by now she's a survivor, literally.
Yeah. In the fourth one, once again, it's Jill Roberts, which is kind of funny because she's played by
Jill Roberts, Emma Roberts.
Yeah, but the character is called Jill Roberts.
Oh, I forgot that her last name is Roberts as well.
That was so confusing when they were talking about her. Didn't you think of that? They called her Jill Roberts in Scream 6 when they talked about her.
I didn't realize that.
Okay, and her name is Emma Roberts in real life, yeah.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts' cousin, or something like niece or something.
Niece, I think.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, like, as much as I liked the nerds in that movie, or the one nerd, well, both nerds.
Well, there's two nerds at least, yeah.
Yeah, but only one of them was a killer.
Yeah.
I still wanted Sydney again to win.
Yeah.
And for Riley and the other nerd to survive. Not Riley. What's her name?
Kirby,
sorry. Riley is Dewey.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Jesus Christ.
in these two movies, especially this one, I kind of wanted the killers to win.
At least for Sam to die.
Yeah, because she's set up as a tragic hero. Like,
yeah,
that's why she must become the villain in the next one. She has to die. Otherwise,
yeah,
it won't work as a trilogy.
They can't do it. She has to become the villain. She can't just die.
No, yeah, she has to become the villain. A tragic hero who turns into the villain.
Yeah,
like they have hinted at it so much with her hallucinating Billy, and
she absent-mindedly probably picked up his mask and brought it with her because she's like looking down and being almost surprised that she's holding it.
Yeah. And also, I don't know, I mean, they've always kind of ridiculed the killers in these movies. I mean, they're always like, oh, Stu and Billy, you're fucking like assholes.
Yeah, and they're bumbling idiots.
When the tables turn and she starts talking to Stu on the phone.
Yeah,
like you're going down, you moron. And she's like, oh, my dad's gonna be so mad. That.
Yeah, they're making fun of them. They're being like silly and goofy and not very clever.
Yeah, because they're villains.
Yes.
And ultimately, they're kind of dumb, because that would never work. He is covered in corn syrup. You don't think the police were ever going to question that?
Hopefully not.
Anyway, but with Richie, and even more with Richie's family in this one, there's this belittling of the characters, and like, they're not killers because they're psychotic, like Billy or the Billy's mom or the half brother in the third movie. They're like killers because they are pathetic losers who hang out on the internet too much.
Yes,
which it's a sign of the times we're living in, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also a weird turn to like losers are killers, not psychos are killers. You know what I mean?
Yes. However, they do empower them a little bit.
They're loser psycho killer instead of just psycho killer.
Yeah. But they do empower them a little bit because they're not stumbling idiots this time. Not in 5 and not in 6. At least they're a little bit clever. They don't fall for the whole getting a fridge door slammed in their face. They don't like fall downstairs as much. But they utilize other weapons just because it's convenient, like the shotgun.
Yeah, but that's also kind of funny because, like I said, I haven't rewatched 2 and 3 in a long while, but I rewatched the first one and I rewatched the fifth one. For as clever as the killers are, they sure become morons when their identity are revealed.
Yes.
Which wasn't really the thing in the other movies.
No.
They were still clever after their identity was revealed. Here they just become like, ooh, lunatics.
Yeah, it's like they actually go psycho when you know who they are. When they finally get to reveal their grand plan, they're like too excited or something. That's where I think Detective Bailey, the father, played by Dermot Mulroney, failed completely in his acting. He overacted that bit so much it was ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm like, he's a pretty good actor. I've seen him in a lot of things, I think.
Yeah, I like him. He's a good actor.
I like him. But there, he felt like a straight-to-TV kind of, I don't know, paid for the hour actor. Like, he's terrible.
But it's also because all of a sudden they were trying to make it funny again. Which, like, it was that ship had sailed at that point. Like, it's too late to be funny. I mean, I thought it was funny. I giggled a lot. Because, like, I was almost like, yeah, now they're gonna fucking kill Sam and Tara. And I was like, wait, why am I rooting for the villains in this one? Like, because that's a problem. You shouldn't root for the villains. Maybe we're in the minority here. Maybe people actually don't like the villains. But I don't know. The core four are so unlikable. They're so unlikable.
Yeah. Tara is fine. Mindy is fine. A little bit obnoxious, but she's okay, I suppose.
She's too much. She's a. You know what? As a connoisseur of movies myself, she's a fake film nerd. She's not. She's not Randy.
No,
like, he was a legitimate film nerd. She's a film student. Fuck that.
She's too judgmental.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I know better than you. I know I'm a nerd, but you're just an idiot. Like, a nerd should just be happy about what they know. They don't care about belittling others for their, what's it called? Not knowledge? Lack of knowledge?
Lack of knowledge, yeah.
But she's belittling people because you don't know. You're stupid. Fuck off. You're not a nerd. You're a bully.
That works with Randy because he's a nerd. She's like cool.
Yeah, she knows it.
Yeah, that just comes off as douchebaggy then when she's being a douchebag.
Yeah.
When Randy does it, it's pathetic because he's a nerd. Like,
yeah.
That's how that character works. It doesn't work the way Mindy is written. Sorry. At least not for me.
She's too strong and assertive to be a nerd.
Work. Yes. I just thought of I just thought of Kirby then. Like that's how you can make like a nerd in disguise.
Yes.
You have of course her big reveal as a film nerd in the fourth movie when like name the 2000 remake of a famous horror movie and she just rattles off all of them like, ooh, she knows movies. And they kind of brought that back here when she's going tit for tat with Mindy and like talking about movies, like favorite horror movie, blah 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 blah. I'm like, oh yeah. Like
I really liked that they brought Kirby back. I even liked that they kind of tried to make her a suspect.
Yeah.
No, ultimately it wouldn't have worked because she would never.
Yeah, and also they kind of they never resolved that. Like because she says she's working for FBI, but then Dermot Mulroney's character, whatever his name, cop that.
Detective
like,
Bailey.
Oh, Bailey. Kirby was suspended 2 months ago from the FBI.
But who does he tell that to?
I know, Sam and Tara.
So he could be faking it.
He could be faking it, but that's never resolved. She's not like, oh, he was lying. I wasn't let go of the FBI. Like she never said that. She dies and then she comes back and then she's not there in the end. No, she's sitting in the ambulance.
Perhaps that's gonna be a loose string that they tie up in the next movie.
Oh, sure, whatever.
Because if they do a third one, I hope that they keep Gale in it, they keep Kirby in it. They can't just go, no, they're still wounded or something. They're in the hospital. No. They have to come back because they've been introduced now and they're in it. You can't just go away. The fucking boyfriend, Danny, needs to come back. You can't lose him as well. I guess those are the only ones that aren't main characters that need to come back.
Yeah. But who are they gonna... like?
If they don't kill Gale... I mean, Sam should kill Gale. Sam needs to stab Gale. Be like, this is the end of it. You can't write anything more about this and kill her.
That was another like callback. I guess more of a it's a callback to the second movie as well. That they were so buddy with Gale in the end of the last movie, and now they're like fuck you bitch and punches her just like in. Yeah. Well, I guess they punch her in like both Scream 1 and 2. Well, they punch her in the first one, and she's like dodges in the second one. Here she dodges, but then she gets punched anyway.
Yeah.
Like she is between movies become an asshole because. She has done the same mistake she did 25 years ago. Or 25 years ago.
She writes about it.
Yeah, she writes a book about it and, smears them just like she smeared Sydney in the original. Like, the whole, that is like, I'm liking this movie less and less the more we talk about it because that is negating her arc in the first 4 movies. Like, in the first movie, she's a villain, basically.
Oh, yeah.
Or not a villain. She's an antagonist. She's a bad
guy.
She's a bad guy. Who is kind of redeemed, when she is there in the end to help kill Stu and Billy, basically. She shows up with Dewey. in the second one, she's back. She has kind of, made a name for herself by being involved in the Woodsboro murders, but she's,
capitalizing on it.
She's capitalizing on it. So she's still there, but then she genuinely wants to help. She says that, I genuinely want to help.
Sure.
And they're kind of like, we're not sure if you genuinely, or do you just want to write another book? We don't know, but because you're also a victim this time, we're going to allow you.
Yeah.
In the third movie, she's a full-on protagonist.
Yes.
Because she's in a relationship with Dewey and everything. And in the fourth one, she's like trying to she's once again, like in the third one, a full-on protagonist.
Yeah.
And trying to revive her career, so to speak.
Yes.
Because she hasn't been able to write for years. She's basically just a homemaker at this point, while Dewey works as a cop.
Yeah.
Because she doesn't work for the news anymore. She's not writing a book anymore.
No, but that just reveals that she can't write unless it's about the Ghostface killer.
Yeah, and that's what she's struggling with. Sure. And that's kind of why she starts investigating. But also because Sydney, her friend, is in danger.
Yeah. And
then in the fifth movie, she's just there in the end, She's not really involved. She just shows up in the end, together with Sydney.
Yes, because they get word from Dewey that the Ghostface killer is there again, and they're like, "Oh shit, this is our turf. We need to kill them again."
Yeah, and it's like us ladies victim of the Ghostface killer has to stick together. Fine with all that.
Yeah.
And then now, after that long arc through the 3 movies, then the revival of her arc in the 4th movie, and then her legacy appearance in the 5th movie, she's now a villain again?
Because she writes a book.
She's back to being the asshole from Scream 1 and 2? Why?
When she's obviously doing good for herself already. She doesn't really need the royalties from another book, probably.
Yeah, she was doing fine as a TV person.
Her original books should be selling again, since there's another Ghostface killer.
Yeah.
She doesn't need to write a new one.
Why make her an asshole?
Because they wanted to have the punch.
The second one. Yeah.
They wanted to have the face punch.
But that's negating character to propagate what's it called?
I'm not sure which word.
Fireworks. What's it called? Excitement.
Yes. Fireworks.
Yeah. She's not a character anymore. She's a MacGuffin. So we can do the scene from the second movie. Fuck you.
Which is another reason for them killing her in this one. However, I am, as we're talking about it, realizing that she needs to be the hero in the 3rd installment of the 2020s Scream, and Sam needs to be the killer, killing Gail for capitalizing on her misery and insanity. If that's not the plot, fuck it. Then I'm done. Then Scream's done for me.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the thing now. I still like this movie. I have more problems with it now that we talked about it.
But it's because we're nitpicking and looking at details more.
I wouldn't call this nitpicking. This is flaws in the writing.
Yes.
The internal logic isn't holding up anymore as it did before. And internal logic is important. If you wanna forego real world logic in your movie and you want to use cartoon logic or sci-fi logic, that's fine because it's a movie.
Yeah, sure, it's a movie.
But the in-world logic, the in-movie logic has to be consistent, and it isn't anymore with the characters.
No. However, I want to talk about my favorite part of this movie.
Okay, yes, let's end on a good note, because we still like the movie.
The cold open is fucking great.
Yes, the cold open was awesome.
Partially because I loved what's her name? Samara Weaving's little cameo.
Yes.
Which is a callback to it's the directors, right?
Directors and writers of Ready or Not.
Yeah. And the whole having copycat fanboys killing their film teacher because she doesn't like slashers.
Well, she does like slashers.
Just not the stab slashers.
No,
she's not a fan of them.
It's not that they just don't like her.
No, but she says that they're definitely not that movie when he asks her, what's your favorite scary movie?
Oh, okay. No. I think that was just haha, Scream, what's your favorite movie?
Oh, no, I thought it was
I don't think they were doing a stab thing, because she talks about how she likes slashers.
That's true. Either way, they don't like her. I liked the whole, like, oh, you should walk into a dark, scary alley when you're talking to me. That was great. Like, introducing the killings, introducing New York as a part of the movie.
As a character in the movie,
As a character, which they kind of lose throughout the movie.
It stops being New York, and it's just creepy theater in the end.
Yeah. You know? And I liked the random dudes, Jason and Gavin,
so.
something like that.
Great
choice of actors.
And then the fact that it's basically 2 cold opens because we have fake Ghostface, that guy
killing the teacher,
but then he's actually killed by the real Ghostface.
Yes. I have a question about that.
The cold open ends with "Who gives a fuck about movies?"
I do have a question about that, though. Because Detective Bailey and his kids have obviously known Tara and Sam for 6 months at least, because they said that we moved to New York with Mindy and Chad 6 months ago. We met Ethan and Quinn. So they've known them. They've been plotting for about 6 months at least. Yeah. Is this the Jason killing his teacher murder? Is that the reason they finally go on with their plan? Or would they have started now as well? Even if there wasn't a random Ghostface killer that they needed to capitalize on and use as the what's it called? Starting shot or whatever?
I don't remember. They talk about why they kill the 2 nerds in the beginning.
Well, because they needed them out of the way so that they don't fuck up the plan, I suppose. Because they killed their teacher, right?
Is that the reason?
I think so. I'm not sure. That was a little bit foggy for me. I didn't really, it felt kind of odd that they were like, perfect, we'll start now. Or was their plan to start now either way? How long were they going to wait? Because they've waited 6 months already.
Yeah, I don't know. It's a plot hole.
There's a little bit of a plot hole. Not really bothered. It's not. It's just weird.
Yeah.
Doesn't really change anything, but it's weird. And it did make for a fantastic cold open.
Yes. It did. Now I gotta see if there's a cam out there so I can watch the ending again. Screen 6. No, not yet. I mean, it's a little early, maybe. I don't remember what they don't mention. They mentioned something about we killed them because.
Yeah.
Ah. No, I get it. It's the character assassination because they leave Sam's driver's license.
Oh, that's right. To
once again drum up the rumors that she orchestrated the killings in Woodsboro last year.
Right.
That's why.
But they must have taken advantage of the fact that they just randomly killed their teacher.
No, that's just because it's the cold open.
Yeah.
That is literally because the script needed it to.
Yeah.
Because it's more fun to have and the fact that we think that they revealed the killer in the first 5 minutes of the movie. I was like, what? And it's like, oh no, of course they didn't. So that's fine.
That's the only continuously annoying thing about the Scream movies. No one ever stops to take the mask off the killer when they've knocked them out. They just run away.
There's so many times.
Idiots. So many times to just 1 second. First of all, you knock them out. Grab something heavy and knock them out again.
Yeah.
To actually knock them out and then take off the mask.
Yeah.
You dumb fuck. Stop running.
It's literally in the first kill in the first movie. What's her name? What's the actor's name? Damn it.
Drew Barrymore?
Drew Barrymore. She literally takes off the mask before she gets stabbed to death in the end. Before she died at the end, the beginning of the movie. No one else does that. I mean, and that's when we don't see him, of course, because we can't see, but they can see,
Yes.
And they're about
when Gail is almost dead in this one, she's lying there and she's just grab the mask.
Yeah,
just
grab
pull
the mask.
it off.
But then, of course, we can't have the big reveal. So once again,
but they could have had it like with Drew Barrymore's character, that we don't get to see it, but then she dies knowing who killed her.
The character has to die then, that's the thing.
Sure, yeah.
And they didn't want to kill her for some reason. That's also, why didn't they kill her? Why was it okay to kill Dewey, a legacy character in the last one, but in this one they explicitly say legacy characters can be killed off. They don't kill off a legacy character?
No.
What's the... Whatever.
There's a lot of things that don't make sense. It was still an exciting movie.
It
had a lot of red herrings in going, oh, who is it? Oh, is it that one? Is it that one?
Yeah, we kept saying,
the entire movie.
And we
guessed right at one point, but then
we kept guessing, so yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, no, fair. They can't.
Yeah.
But then it was true.
Yeah, exactly. But I thought everyone was the killer.
Which is the point, though. You're supposed to think everyone's the killer.
Everyone is a suspect. That's the whole point. Like they say in the first movie, everyone's a suspect. And that part of the script is good.
Yes.
It's some of the character motivations, definitely a lot of the character writing and the dialogue that is bad. And I would say, just quickly before we end it here, I would rank this as the second worst one. For me, it's going to be, from top to bottom, it's Scream, Scream 2, Scream 4, I still love Scream 4 more.
Oh, yes.
Scream 5, Scream 6, and Scream 3.
I need to rewatch Scream 2 because I'm feeling more and more unsure of how much I actually like that movie. Scream 1 is obviously top tier forever and always. Yeah. Scream 4 is up there.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if
people are sleeping on that one. People need to rewatch the fourth one. It's good. It
kind of got lost in the middle because it's so in between the franchises. Well, the trilogies, I suppose.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm not sure if it's like, if it's 1, 2, 4, 5, or if it's 1, 4, 2, 5, maybe. Not sure. This is so far it's second to last because in a bunch of good ones, you only have one bad one. Something needs to go second to last.
Yeah. So even the second to last is not a terrible movie.
No, it's still a pretty
the last
good movie.
One isn't a terrible movie. It's just a not as good movie.
Yeah.
The third one is still like, okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're gonna end it. We'll probably maybe rank them a bit more detailed in our Patreon episode.
Yes. Because not that we're doing purely Scream.
No, but we're doing another meta horror movie, meta slasher movie this week, or next week, I suppose, technically, for Patreon, on patreon.com/nomagazine. The exclusive episode, the companion episode, is going to be on the movie Final Girls, starring Taissa Farmiga.
Yes.
Another American Horror Story connection to Emma Roberts and Scream 4.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So we're going to talk about it, and that's a movie. I love that movie.
Oh, yes.
But so that's for Patreon. Check it out, patreon.com/nomagazine. But other than that, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for listening. What did you think of Scream 6 if you've seen it? Leave your comments on either YouTube, if you're listening to this on YouTube, or on any of our social media. It's all linked down below. And we will see you in the next episode. But until then, have a good one.
Bye.
The spoilerCast is part of Please Don't Make a Scene. It is produced and directed by Tobias Vedén and hosted by Tobias and Rebecca Vedén. Executive producer is Annika Vedén and Laura Kinney. I also want to give a huge shout out to all our patrons over on patreon.com/don'tmakeascene. Mom, Dad, Laura Kinney, Danny Del Gaiso, and Mac and Mom.